Mitchell.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. This is such an amazing blessing having you all here and having this wonderful space. I mean, this alone shows how much we've grown in the past year. I mean, this was a year ago. We were at a friend's swimming pool with a karaoke machine. And speaking about this, and that video is still. Yeah, so we were basically using a karaoke machine at a friend's swimming pool, and now we have all this, and that's symbolic of kind of all the other growth that we've had as well. And how many people have had difficulty? Okay, obviously, pretend before Krew. How many people had difficulty finding people to do an activity with? Right? And how many people were frustrated with current technology for finding those people, such as Meetup, such as Bumble BFF, such as all the other apps? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I started this, and I realized that this need was there really 10 years ago when I left the Navy in San Diego and moved to New York for business school, and I sat on the idea for several years. And it wasn't until COVID happened that and there was so much loneliness and polarization in the country that I realized that I had the solution to it, and for some reason no one else was really acting on this. And so I felt a strong nudge from the Lord, and I finally did it. And now we have so much realization of the problem of this, of loneliness, of polarization. The Surgeon General came out with a study last year saying that the health effects of loneliness are equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and the majority of Americans are suffering from it. Wow. Right? And current social media is making it worse, right? And so, and he calls them out on that. And about a month or two ago, Cigna came out with a study saying the cost of loneliness to corporations is $154 billion a year, and that's just from absenteeism. And 62% of employees are facing it. So there's an increasing realization of this. This isn't just for the public, this isn't just for churches, it's for corporations and for many other avenues as well, where people are having difficulty connecting and where there are tremendous benefits to people connecting. And to that point, we've had a number of milestones over the past year, including one of Florida's largest hospitals is planning to use us to cure staff loneliness and burnout amongst their over 10,000 staff. And we are literally in negotiations with them for a major contract, and they're going to take an equity stake in us, and they're going to help us refine the product to spread it to hospitals and corporations nationwide. Because they see the potential in this, right? And so they want it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Other milestones, so you're going to hear from Pastor David soon from Love First Christian Center. Their senior pastor, Pastor Jomo Cousins, former NFL player, motivational speaker, author of several books, huge believer in this, and they are a great advocate. They have a 6,000 person church essentially in Riverview. They're building a $12 million sanctuary, and they are using Krew for community. And Pastor David is going to speak about why this is important. Why are they using it? And you can see some videos on our website about Pastor Jomo talking about it. That's been a huge inspiration. And then let's look at a little bit closer to home. We have about 100% adoption of the unofficial Radiant Facebook group, right? And praise the Lord that for Max and for seeing the importance of this and for adopting this. And we're going to hear from him for a few minutes as well. But that group is growing like crazy, as all of you know, and we're still growing at about 5 to 10% per month just by word of mouth. There are tremendous connections that are happening. Many of you, I don't know how I would have known without Krew. And frankly, and that goes for my now fiance. I just proposed today. And
she said yes.
She said yes. Yeah, thank God. There was a lot of prayer for that, and thankfully she said yes. And we were both going to a 10,000 person church, and we were not on the same volunteer team or in the same small group. So how do you meet people, right, outside of those two venues, right? It's very, very hard, right? And I've been thinking about that for like a decade, right, since I've been active in churches. And sure enough, we met at a casual after church lunch hangout that someone put up with 15 people. We started chatting, we connected on Krew, and we just did hangouts on Krew for like a month, volunteer projects, bonfire, and stuff like that. And then we exchanged numbers, and then we started dating. And so we got to know each other in community, and we're still in community.
Yes.
Right? So it's a healthier way to date as well. And it turns out, studies show that the dating apps have a 6 times higher divorce rate than meeting organically. And that's specifically because of the lack of organic community. And people are getting wise to it, and you look at their stock prices for some of those companies, and they're down like 80-90% because investors have figured out that users have figured out that they're designed to keep people single. They're designed not to work, right? And so we are solving a number of problems here.